Hello everyone, welcome back to Second Life. We are here at Fuzz Retro Lounge and Retreat, a adult sim club here in Second Life, and usually I don't really go to these so much, but the styling of this particular one I actually like quite a bit, so I decided to go ahead and record it. I'm going to have to be doing some editing, though, probably for some of the stuff. Bit of de-rendering and stuff like that, just basically heads up that some things are probably not going to align completely with the way it actually looks here, if you went here. We have a couple of teleports here. They actually use experience here, which I particularly like more than just basic teleporting. It's got a boozing arcade thing here, and we're going to go ahead and hit the club first. As this is a bit more out of the way compared to the city or lounge, so already you can see that we have some aesthetics here. And we're going to be just taking a look around. So basically the whole idea of the sim styling is that it's based on 80s retrowave or synthwave, things along those lines. I actually quite like synthwave music, so it helps out quite a bit with me. And we got some pictures printed on the wall, like a mural or something along those lines. We'll go ahead and check over here as well while we're at it. As you can guess, a lot of this is just lounging around areas. The Sims information even makes reference to this basically being a standing around or sitting around area for people for a long thing. The city is a bit of an interesting area though, but we'll be getting to that later on. And there is somebody standing here in the middle of the dance floor with us, and we got a gizmo here. Nice vibrant color car here. 80s overdrive. Excuse me. Staticky screen up that way. And it looks like we have shooting stars, or maybe it's rain coming down as well. Which is a nice little effect as well. Surf's Up Motel vacancy. Alright, now we'll be heading up towards the Fuzz Lounge. I also like the little hazard sounds that actually look like bananas, or banana peel. That's pretty neat. And here's the city landscape right in front of us, though behind us is the lounge, and we'll be taking a look at that first. I just wanted to get a good view of it while we're standing here, because it's like perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and head into the lounge. And we'll go ahead and take a look at it. And I probably don't have to say that the lounge area is pretty much an adult area. I've de-rendered a couple of things in here just so things will be a bit easier with YouTube and all that. Okay, so we see a bunch of little animal creatures hanging about. Duck hunt up ahead here. I wonder if that's actually workable or not. Got ourselves a pool table here. Yeah, it looks like a animal of some sort would be laying here as well. Then we can see off in the distance we have the mountains made in a grid formation, essentially. We can see outside here a little bit. There's a couple of game tables off on the back patio, essentially, of the lounge. So, and they pretty much look like most of the fan favorites. And we got another DJ booth right here. This one's smaller than the one that we saw before. Another place to lay about. Got a bunny and a airplane here. Little cardboard airplane, it looks like. And a fox thing that's riding a little wooden horse. Alright. As I was saying before, we have some games back here, most of them tabletop ones. Got a couple of different ones that I haven't seen before, but we do have, like, Cards Against Humanity over here. I wasn't sure if one of those other ones were Greedy back there, because Cards Against Humanity and Greedy are the ones I most commonly see. I actually have one of those tabletop games, and it's one that I, like, never see. And that's, the Monopoly-based one, essentially. I think it's Simopolis or something like that. Alright. Little twigs, it looks like, or maybe they're bamboo sticks, but they kinda don't look like it, so. Got a little bit of clippiness here. Something doesn't like that over there. This is a nice little area, though. Different compared to the rest of it. And we'll go ahead and head back inside now. There's actually a second floor to this. So we'll go ahead and see what's going on up here. Though we haven't checked out this little side here. Another bed. Well, that's quite the message. Let's go ahead and head up these stairs. There's a little side area off of here before we head up the... Right, I probably should have moved my screen a little bit out of my way of my Discord messages, but... And we got my favorite thing here, which is band lines bleeding through. That's actually kind of neat, though, how they stretch up to the moon, essentially. Oh, and they disappeared. Let me see if I can make them appear again. Yeah, it's actually kind of neat. Some lights up here. There's actually... There's a rabbit there. Surprised I don't see more of them. There's a nice little crystal up ahead here. Nice and vibrant. There's not a whole lot up here on the second floor. Just like maybe one or two new things up here, basically. Like this thing, for example, which is basically like a sauna or steam room, something along those lines. With some salt rocks next to it. Okay, I think it's about time for us to head out to the city now. Okay. I think we're all ready to head out here now. And we can see the pink sun off in the distance. And some donut skyscrapers, I guess. And a laundromat. The laundromat that never sleeps. And is filled with cash, apparently. Quite a lot of cash. And we'll go ahead and take a peek in here. Quite the nice little room it looks like in here. Computers, skateboards. Some sort of box in there as well, apparently, that can be opened up with Linden, I guess. Cat Punk. Because Cat Punk is always great. Another, I guess that's a VR visor on their head, maybe? Or something along those lines. More of the gridded fountains off that way. Now I know these buildings actually are teleporters for a couple of doors. So we'll be taking a look at those. I'm not actually sure if these are like rented out homes or not. Unfortunately, there's not really much where it says it would be. Which is like the only bad thing. Usually it's fairly obvious. Alright, and this one. And this looks like more of a average apartment room to me. Not super aesthetic, but it definitely is a basic apartment. Okay, go ahead and check this one. This one seems to be modeled for somebody that likes fashion and makeup, apparently. because that's a whole lot of what's going on in this room. Nice little coat there as well. Nice little hood, and there's like a headpiece to it as well. Alright, let's go ahead and get out of here. We're almost at the end of this part of the city area. In the retro club we've already been to, as seen by the picture in front of it. So we don't actually have to worry about going into this one. Kind of some weird staticky vibing things going on there. Oh, well, this room definitely looks different. It's got almost like diamond walls to it. Which, that's interesting for sure. And it's pretty much just a bed in this room. And a dog. And that actually puts us to the end of this part of the... Oh, that's an interesting picture right there. We're done with the first half of the city teleports. It looks like we have a little bar here as well. Wake up. Is that a mouse? What? It squeaks. Yeah, it's actually another person. I didn't realize that at first. We got a statue here that's definitely been defaced. Oh, that's some nice looking water there. We can take a look at the car. I believe this is the same type of car that we saw up at the club earlier. Yeah, it looks like it. And we'll just run towards the sun over here. Oh, we can't actually reach it. That's disheartening. But now we can see the city from the other side now. And we'll go ahead and continue on our looking through it. This is like a really nice looking sim though, just overall. Let's get weird. Kinda looks like a diner or something like that, or a lounge. Isn't surprising. Ooh, this room looks pretty nice. I like how this room is laid out in particular, that's for sure. Feelings. Got a hollow computer over here. There's even a Trevor something poster up. We got some classic Nintendo games sitting around. Alright, on to the next one. Pedestrians. Yeah, and this room looks a bit similar to the one we saw before. Oh, I guess that came from the tiger rug. I was wondering what was meowing at first. We got a Pink Panther sprite. Oh, that's a really nice scroll or banner or whatever you would call it. It actually has animation to it. And we got a noodle stand here. We got, is that a Sir Daniel Fortescue figure there? Because if it is, that's awesome. It looks like we have another lounge of some sort right here, but let's go ahead and finish out the rest of this city bit here before we go in there. I think we'll make that the last stop. Drive. Not all art will go down in history. Yeah, it's another diamond-looking room. It's a nice design of a room, though. It's like the smaller of the ones of them all. You can basically fit like a bed in here and maybe like a couple pieces of furniture if you wanted to. Alright, let's check out the red room. Oh, okay, so it's like a... looks like a bar. Yeah, it's pretty much a bar, it looks like. It's a pretty nicely designed one, and it has some nice theming to it as well. Alien and some crystals powered on in here. I hear like a dripping noise at times. Yeah, it looks like it's coming from this. That's pretty neat to have the dripping sound effect to go along with the animation. I think that's it for the red room. Not a particularly big thing, but definitely a nice little lounge here. I think that's about it for Fuzz Retro Lounge and Retreat. Definitely a nicely built sim, I have to say. Not particularly what I usually go to. But definitely I would come here to take a look at it, if you're able to. And that'll be it for us today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next Second Life video real soon. And we'll just go ahead and cam off into the sunset.